ladies. Welcome to Success in Life for Women. I'm Dr. Tanya J., personal development and success coach for women. If this is your first time visiting this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are returning, welcome back. Whether you are returning or this is your first time, may I encourage you to watch this video all the way to the end. Well, ladies, a few weeks ago, I posted a video on Mindset Reset, and in that video, I provided 3 components of what I believe is preventing women from walking into the fullness of who God has called them to be. In this video, I am going to provide the other 2 components. So this is part 2, and the video that I did a few weeks ago was part 1. Now, let me say this. If you are watching this video and you have not watched part 1 of the video, may I encourage you to please go back and watch part 1 and then hop back on over here and watch part 2. But before I hop into the content of this video, let me do just a couple of quick housekeeping things. Number 1, in the description box, there is a link to a workbook. Please be sure to download the workbook that coincides with this video and the first video that I did. Now, I'm going to recommend that you print out the workbook. Why do I recommend that you print out the workbook and you actually write in your answers? There is something so unique and just special and reflective about actually writing out your answers than actually typing them in. Now, because it is PDF fillable, it is more convenient and you actually can type in your answers using your smartphone, your iPad, your desktop, or what have you. But again, I want to encourage you to actually print out the workbook and actually write out your answers. And then the third thing that I want to encourage you to do is to watch the videos first. That's the first video and this video, and come back after you have watched the video. Wait 24 to 48 hours to go back before answering those reflective questions in the workbook. You just need a little time to process the information that I'm saying in this video, and then you want to come back, and you may actually have to watch the video another time or 3 times, but watch it as many times as you need to get all the information so that you can answer those questions as honestly as you can. All right, well, let's hop into this video. But before I give you the other 2 aspects, I want to just quickly review the first 3 that I provided in the other video. So the first 3, if you remember, is to embrace a growth mindset. Now, let me know in the comments, how have you done so far? If you've already watched that first video, just let me know. Was it challenging for you? Was it even challenging for you? One of the things that I said in that other video was to embrace challenges as an opportunity to grow and to learn. Well, tell me, did something happen since you came back to watch the second video and you just want to let me know? And here's the thing that I love about writing these comments. You may not be the only one struggling with something. There's someone else in this community that's probably struggling with the same thing that you are. So that is why I'm always encouraging you to go ahead and put those things in the comments. So that was the first thing, is to embrace a growth mindset. The second one was to practice daily gratitude. How have you been doing that? Now, also talking about practicing daily gratitude, I provided a 30-day planner or journal that you can actually write out things that you are grateful for every single day. That link is also in the description box in this video as well as in the first video. But let me know in the comment section, how did you do with practicing daily gratitude so far? And the third aspect was to declutter your mental space. How did you do with decluttering your mental space? And remember, I said for some of you that also means decluttering your physical space. So again, let me know inside of the comments how you have done so far with those 3 aspects. So I want to go ahead and hop right into number 4. Now, you will see me looking down because I want to make sure that I absolutely cover everything and that I don't forget anything. So yes, I am looking at my iPad so that I don't forget to cover anything that is important and beneficial to you. So here is number 4. Prioritize self-care. This one is huge, ladies. Prioritize self-care. Now, you may be thinking, I already do that. I get my nails done, I get a manicure, I get a pedicure, I get a massage. You get all the things. I get a facial. No, no, no. I'm not talking about that. That is just external stuff that I'm talking about. I'm talking about truly prioritizing self-care. So what does truly prioritizing self-care looks like? It means this. It means taking time to slow down. And this is why I'm saying this slowly so that you can get every bit of it. Taking the time, ladies, to slow down, to prioritize you. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, I cannot do that. You may feel guilty doing that, but let me ask you a question. How often do you run on empty? Let me know in the comments, how often do you run on empty? You know why you are constantly running on empty and you are exhausted? Because you're not prioritizing you. You're not prioritizing and taking care of you, because here's what happens. You know, as women, we are giving and giving and giving and pouring out, and then we're on empty and we have nothing else to give, and we're exhausted and we're tired. And so the reason why it is important that you begin to prioritize your self-care, ladies, is so that it's the process of being refilled. You know, it's like going to your gas station and filling up your car, right? You always know when it gets so empty because you get a signal. And the signal, it'll let you know. Sometimes it'll give you like a little color code, or it'll say you have 5 miles until you run on empty. Well, let me just stop right here and pause for a second. There are indicators that when we are about to run on empty, we know. Our body lets us know. Our attitude lets us know. How we respond to situations, how we respond to other people, right? That lets us know that we're about to run on empty. So what is that saying to us? We need to stop. We need to slow down, and we need to prioritize self-care. Prioritizing self-care means this. What does it look like to refuel mind, body, soul, and spirit? That is what I am talking about, ladies. That is what I'm talking about, prioritizing self-care. And I know in order to do that, you may have to set some boundaries. So let me just say, I know for some of you, and this is not what this video is about, I promise you, I will do a video on boundaries. But one of the reasons that we don't prioritize self-care and that we don't take care of us first is because we don't know how to set boundaries. One of the things that I always had problems with is saying no. I would just say yes, 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 and I would just be completely exhausted and then get an attitude because I said yes when I had the power to say no. May I encourage you, ladies, take back your power to say no. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to do, I promise you, if you don't say yes, it will get done. They will ask somebody else. Somebody else will do it. But you have to begin to prioritize you. Lean in a little bit closer. Let me say that again. Go ahead, write it down in your notes in that workbook. I have to prioritize me. You ladies, you have to prioritize your self-care. What can you do to prioritize your self-care? There are several things that you can do. Something as simple as taking a walk in the park. I know you may be like, no, that's just really too easy. Exactly, that's my point. It is that easy to prioritize self-care. You can just take a walk in the park. You can take that time. You can listen to the birds. You can just look at the sky. You can just look at nature. There's so many times when I'm walking outside, and that's just a time that I spend with God. Sometimes it just helps to, remember I talked about in video number 1, to declutter your mental space? Well, prioritizing self-care is a part of decluttering your mental space. It is a time for you to just take a deep breath, right? To recenter, to refocus, so that you can really begin to do the thing that God has called you to do. Taking care of your body. That is another way of prioritizing self-care. What does that look like? It means that you may have to begin to exercise more. You can go to the gym. You can, yes, walking is a part of it, of course, but there's some other things that you can do. What about your diet? Maybe you want to change your diet. Maybe you do not want to drink 5 cups of coffee or drink 5 Pepsis a day, right? Maybe you can think about, now, what are some things that I can do to take care of my body, right? Exercising, walking. You don't have to go to a gym. There's things that you can do inside of your house to exercise. You can walk up and down your steps. You can get some weights, and you can lift weights inside of your house. There's just so many things that you can do. Writing in your journal, sitting down, taking the time to write out and process the thoughts and things that God's downloading to you. That's prioritizing self-care. Speaking of God, spending time with God, spending time in the Word. That is prioritizing self-care. There are so many things, and I'm not talking about the external things. Like I said, getting your nails done and your hair done. Look, listen, I'm all for that, right? We have to take care of the external too. But all of the external can look good, but there's something on the inside that's not right, which means that you have an indicator of, sis, it's time for you to take care of you. And I promise you, when you begin to prioritize self-care, everybody around you will notice and they will be thankful. You will be happier. Your joy will return. Your smile to your face will return. All the things that you have been missing out on, when you begin to prioritize self-care, sis, I promise you, things will begin to change. So look at some things that you can begin to do to prioritize self-care. Again, what about going on a retreat? Going on a spiritual retreat, or just getting away for a few days, maybe just going, staying at the beach. I love water. Everything about the water just calms me down, just being able to look at water. So just go down to the beach. If you just take maybe a day, it doesn't have to be real sunny outside, or put on your coat, your hat, your gloves, and just go stand out and listen to the waves, right? Enjoy the nature and all that God created. That is prioritizing self-care. Go and just have dinner by yourself. Oh, I know that sounds weird to some people, right? Just go sit down and have dinner by yourself, just to get away from all of the noise, all of the things that you do every single day. Let me just throw something in. There's one thing that I do differently, and it may sound really weird and strange, but I'm going to tell you, it really has helped me in, like, even in my mindset. I want you to think about something. When you are, let's say you're going to the grocery store, or you're going to work, or you're driving to church, or you're taking your kids to school, chances are that you drive the same way every single time. May I encourage you to take a different route? Take a different route. Take the scenic route. Sometimes we just have to slow down. We're such in a hurry. We got to go, 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 get, do. And we're exhausted. We're running on empty. May I encourage you to slow down, even right now. Just take a deep breath. Let's just do this for like 30 seconds, okay? Let's just do this. Just let's inhale, exhale. Even that small little thing is prioritizing self-care. It's the little things that makes a difference. It's the little small things that truly make a difference in having a mindset reset. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Now, I saved this one for last, and I'm sure some of you are like, well, why didn't you do this one first? Well, I saved this one last intentionally. And it is set intentional goals. Now, there are some people that will say they don't believe in goals, that they really don't work. And then there's some people that swear by them. But let me tell you, of all the books that I have read, of the people that I follow that are the most successful in life, they set intentional goals. Not only do they set intentional goals, they actually write them out. It's one thing to say, I am going to do so and so and such and such. it's altogether different when you actually write it out and you plan out and look at those goals every single day to see where you are in the process. So set intentional goals. Now, a lot of times people set goals, and let's say you set your goals at the beginning of every year, which is what I highly recommend, that you set your goals at the beginning of every year. But statistics show that quite a few people do not meet those goals. And there are several reasons why. And this is why I'm talking about mindset reset. But I will have a totally different video about setting goals. But I'm going to just quickly go over the importance of setting SMART goals. Okay, and many of you may have heard the word SMART as it pertains to goals. So quickly, the S stands for specific. Your goals need to be very specific. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to start a business. Well, what type of business? Just to say that I want to start a business, that doesn't make it very specific. Are you going to sell services? Are you going to sell goods? Are you selling jewelry? Are you selling clothes? Are you starting a cleaning company? What exactly is it that you're doing? You have to be very specific to the point where, who do you want to cater to? Who is your niche? That's being very, very specific, okay? The next one is M for measurable. Your goals have to be measurable. So let's say I'm going to use this one because this one is one that we women always talk about all the time, right? Seriously, and is I'm going to lose weight. Okay, great. So specifically, the goal is I want to lose 25 pounds by December 31st. Okay, that's great. But how are you going to measure that? Okay, so you can say I'm going to lose, or let's say 24 pounds just to make it even. I'm going to lose 2 pounds per month beginning January 1st all the way to January 31st. Okay, that is measurable. All right, so that's the second thing. So the first one is SMART. The second one is M, which is measurable. And the third one is attainable. Is your goal attainable? And so here's what I mean by attainable. So let's say you're talking about, let's use the example again of wanting to lose the 24 pounds. And you may say, well, I want to lose 24 pounds. And how am I going to attain that? Well, I'm going to work out 3 days per week. I'm going to reduce my sugar intake, my carb intake. That is how you can attain the goal of losing 24 pounds. Okay, so does that make sense? Okay, so we have S for SMART, M for measurable, A for attainable, and R is for realistic. Now, here's a lot of the reasons why we do not achieve goals, because they are not realistic. And so again, I'm going to go back to using the weight loss as an example. To say that you're going to lose 24 pounds in a month, that's not realistic, nor is it healthy. Okay, so, but to say that you're going to lose 1 to 2 pounds per month over a period of a year, that is realistic, is also attainable. So again, so we have the S for SMART, for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for realistic, and then T is for time bound. It has to have a time on it. So just to say I'm going to lose 25 pounds and leave it at that, no. You need to be very specific and giving it a time. I'm going to lose 25 pounds or 24 pounds or how much ever you want to lose from now until whatever the date is. The reason why it is critical that you put a time on it, because you need to hold yourself accountable. And the only way to do that is to give it a time. So we have SMART, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So those are the 5 things between video number 1 and this video that can help you have a mindset reset. Now, in the workbook, remember to take 24 to 48 hours to come back and to answer the questions, all the questions. If you have to go back and watch the video again, go back and watch the video again. And I also want to tell you, now I know that I quickly went through these second 2 items and then also in the first video, But there are going to be videos where I will break out each single one of these and spend a little bit more time on them. So for an example, I just talked about SMART goals, right? Setting goals and being intentional about setting goals. I will actually do a video, a longer video, content video on how to specifically set those goals and be intentional about setting those goals. All right, well, ladies, thank you for allowing me to spend just a few moments with you today. Thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you on your journey as you begin to transform your life, as you begin to think differently, as you begin to transform your mind and have a mindset reset so that you can begin to walk into the fullness of who God has called you to be. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. So do me a favor, don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. Like this video, share, and don't forget to leave those comments. Until next time, ladies, here's to your success. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.